Hey, thank you, Zach. Thank you, Dana. Obviously, I'm very excited to be here, celebrating 25 years for Microsoft in Israel. It's amazing. So me and Microsoft Israel R&D Center are obviously super excited about that. It's been 25 years. We've seen this ecosystem growing from almost nothing in high-tech to one of the leading high-tech ecosystems in the world. We've been through all of that in Israel. So it's super exciting. And I'm going to start with a question. How many of you ate lunch today? Please raise your hands. It's hard to see. Most of you. It's not Yom Kippur today. It's okay to raise your hand if you ate lunch today. That's good. Behind me, you should see, in a second, farmland. Remember farmland? That's actually where we grow the food that we eat. So the next question is, how many of you actually grew today the food that you ate? Raise your hands. It doesn't count if you have a small pot of herbs in your balcony, okay? So I don't see any hands. Don't feel bad about it. Actually, only 4% of the people on Earth today are responsible for getting food to our plates. Many years ago, it used to be all of us. All of mankind was responsible to getting food for our plates. Now, it's only 4%, which is amazing. So why am I telling you that? Because by year 2030, not very far from now, it's expected that 2 billion jobs will disappear. 2 billion jobs. Really? Really. So what is it? We're going to have less lawyers? Wishful thinking. But we might have less lawyers. We acquired a company last year called Equivio, which actually automates a lot of the things that lawyers do. So we might have less lawyers. What else? We're going to have less janitors? Could be. Robots are going to replace janitors. We'll have probably less janitors. Drivers? We all heard about autonomous cars. We're going to have more autonomous cars in 15 years. And less drivers. Yes, less drivers. By the way, this is good for us. There's research in the US that shows that once the US, most of the cars will be autonomous, the car accident will be 90% lower than it is today. So it's really good for us that we'll have cars without drivers. Because, you know, computers do have bugs, but they don't text while they drive. They don't talk on the phone while they drive. They don't shave or put makeup while they drive. So it's good for us. So all of these jobs gone. Is this good or bad? I think it's very good. And the reason is that in the future, there'll be many, many new jobs. I recently read a fascinating report, which you should read, by Thomas Frey, who talks about the 162 jobs of the future. I can guarantee you that if you read it, half of these jobs, you would not know what they are. You would not understand the words. It's a different future. It's different jobs. Let's take a few examples, okay? Body and limb makers, body part and limb makers. Okay, I get this. I mean, we'll need body parts, someone has to make them. That's the job of the future, okay? Augmented reality architects. We know architects of the physical world. We will have architects of their virtual space. Yes, we will spend more time in virtual space than today. And if this concerns you, think about what our parents thought when we spent more time in front of the TV, and they thought we're going to spend all of our time in front of the TV. People will spend more time in virtual space, and someone has to design that space. That's a job of the future. So I get that too. There's time hackers. I have no idea what that is, but I know I need it, you know, with my schedule. Biohacking experts, I actually didn't look into what that is. It's kind of scary. So many more new jobs of the future. I want to introduce you to two really cool jobs of the future. One is, we talked about autonomous cars. Autonomous cars means that you don't have to drive. You don't have to pay attention to the road. So what can you do? Okay? You can, for example, of course, you can still text and shave and all this kind of stuff. But since you don't have to pay attention to the road, you can have a much more richer experience. Microsoft, together with Harman, created a rich experience in the car using Microsoft Cortana that gives you a really total immersion experience in the car because you don't have to drive. You can do lots of stuff. That's a job of the future. designing a car experience. So that's one great example of such an experience. Another job of the future, which is really cool, sometimes called big data scuba diving, or I sometimes call it underwater software engineers for the software engineers in us. Microsoft has recently launched, so actually the right word is submerged, a data center into water. Think about it, the whole data center into water. It makes tons of sense. There is tons of water on Earth. Most of Earth is water, so it's cheap real estate. Okay? In addition, the water cools the data center. So you don't have to cool it. Of course, you need some engineers to go in once in a while and fix stuff if you need to fix it. Let's see this experiment.
Once you've built it and you hand it to the guys with the rocket, or in this case, our case, a crane, you can't do anything about it if it screws up.
Pump is off.
And pumps up.
Okay, pump's off. Flip switch. Send the divers in.
Humidity's dropping, that's good.
Okay, and is everything stable now?
Everything is stable and on. What's our power consumption?
27 kilowatts.
All right.
Cool, huh? So your data might be served from the ocean one day. I can't let you go without talking briefly about security or cybersecurity. You know, all this vision and good things and jobs of the future will not be possible without security. If you look at some of the numbers, 1 billion personal records were stolen in 2014. 1 billion stolen. $150 million is the average cost of fixing a breach if it occurred in your company. These are amazing numbers. On the other hand, look at the other side. The shortage of cybersecurity professionals is going to reach 2 million people in 2019. We will be missing 2 million cybersecurity specialists by 2019. If this is not the job of the future, I don't know what it is. Cybersecurity, think about that too. So, what do you want to do tomorrow? Do you want to be an underwater software engineer, or a time hacker, or a cybersecurity professional? Opportunities are abundant, the choice will be yours.